I have just 2 words to say. Let's rock! And on that note, we come to Stone Man. I apologize, I'm afraid that's the best segue I could come up with. But bad jokes aside, Stone Man's stage is one of the easier levels in the game. So much so that many people start out with him. And that's understandable. You can easily complete this stage with just the Mega Buster. However, we're not going to start with the Mega Buster. We're going to start with the Super Arrow. I don't believe I have demonstrated this weapon, actually. You fire an arrow, and it continues traveling until it hits something. But what makes this weapon different from the others is you can actually ride on the arrows. And doing this, you can pretty much sequence break the entire first section. Let me tell you, that came in really handy during challenge mode. Once again, I am completing challenge mode off screen, so you won't see it. However, you will see these guys. These flying red bats are known as Taban. And my aim is horrible with a capital H. Oh, but that's not horrible. I always welcome extra lives. Also, that Metal you see is an entirely new species of Metal. Metal Mommy. When it removes its helmet, it shoots 3 shots at you. But when you strike it down, it splits into 3 smaller Metals called Metal Babies. They are really annoying because they are small, and that makes them uber hard to hit. And could my aim suck any more? I ask you. How ironic, it's the slower moving enemies that are causing me the most grief. Speaking of enemies, that was a new one we just saw. That is known as a rock throne. Yes, as you can probably guess, it throws rocks at you. Its name may or may not have inspired a Pokemon attack of a similar name, but one thing I can tell you is this stage is dull. It is dull as the color gray. No offense to anybody who loves the color gray, but that was the best metaphor I could have come up with. This entire script is ad-libbed. I can't come up with clever one-liners all the time. I wish I could. Anywho, it's the return of the Mousebells, which again are so small that the Buster shots travel right over them. The Tapans are really the most annoying thing in this level. In a way, they kind of remind me of the Batons from Mega Man 2. Those black bats that appeared in Woodman's stage. Another new enemy. This is Hararian 427. I have no idea why it's called that. But back to what I was saying about this stage. Easily one of my least favorite stages in the entire game. While it does get points for having the right setting, I mean, Stone Man is made out of rock, and this is a rock quarry in the middle of a mountain, it's just bland. Bland, bland, bland. You can use the gravity hold to get rid of those floating lyrics. Why are those things called lyrics anyway? They don't look like they have anything to do with music. And speaking of which, the music is also pretty lackluster. Not one of my favorite tracks, not one of my favorite Robot Masters. He was a lot cooler in Battle Network. Because his NetNavi counterpart looked like this enormous rock colossus. And he looked really cool. Except, again, he was kind of a joke in the game. All he really did was drop boulders on you and fire lasers, which admittedly looked really cool, but they were oh so easy to avoid. In order to get this extra life, we'll need to enlist the help of our good buddy Rush. Jump up and through those invisible pathways to grab the extra life. Very nice indeed. And now it's gravity hold time. Have I mentioned the gravity hold is an amazing weapon? In fact, it might be the best weapon in Mega Man 5. Now, this E-Tank is a little tricky to get because you have to do a split-second jump. 1, 2, and... Oh, didn't quite make it. Let's try that again. 1, 2, and again I fail. Why do I keep slipping off? Come on, game, cut me some slack. 1, 2, 3, yes! That's the way to do it. You do have to walk back a ways for the spinning platforms to respawn, but it's pretty easy getting on top of them, although it is worth noting that as long as you're spinning, you can't shoot. Oh, another E-tank! Thank you, Eddie! I take back almost all the nasty things I ever said about you. And speaking of nasty, we have some hostiles approaching, and how did I miss all of those? It should be worth noting that the baby metals will explode after a period of time. Now, if you can, try and stay on the top level, because you don't want to navigate those death spikes. That would be nasty. I admit I am not handling this stage with as much finesse as I could, and it's not because I'm trying to rush through it, it's because I've been mostly clumsy, and my marksmanship has been absolutely atrocious. But now, we have reached the end. So when you are ready, equip the Napalm Bomb. Since Stone Man is made of rock, he's quite susceptible to getting blown up. And as I said right at the start of the video, Stone Man is a joke. He unleashes his stones and then he pretty much just tries to stomp you. It would be an absolute disgrace if I were to lose to him. All you need to do is just fire the Napalm Bomb at him when he reforms. And that's it. Yeah, he's a pushover. But that's not the worst thing about Stone Man. Nope, the worst is yet to come. The real joke is the weapon you get. You get the Power Stone. No, not the awesome Capcom fighting game on the Dreamcast. It's a group of rocks that circles around you and almost never hits anything. And you know the worst part? We have to use it in our next Robot Master stage. See you guys next time.